New York City, 1860. To the outside world, this was a city exploding with wealth. Walk down Broadway, and you'd hear the sharp clip-clop of polished horses pulling private carriages. You'd see the wives of industrial titans, families like the Astors and Vanderbilts, wrapped in imported French silk. America was entering the Gilded Age, announcing itself as a rising global power. But take a wrong turn. Just 15 minutes south, marble dissolved into rotting timber. Streets vanished into black, sucking mud. The air no longer smelled of perfume. It reeked of stagnant water, coal, smoke, and death. Welcome to 5 Points, the most dangerous square mile on Earth. Before we step into the sludge, tell me where you're watching from. Drop your city and country in the comments. It's incredible to see how far these forgotten stories travel. Now, watch your footing. Why was this place so hellish? Because it should never have existed. Geologically, 5 Points was a mistake. This land was once a pristine freshwater lake called the White Pond. As New York expanded, city planners drained the lake and filled it with garbage, animal carcasses, and loose dirt. Then they built homes on top of it. By 1860, the ground itself was rotting. At the heart of the slum stood a structure so infamous it became legend, the Old Brewery. Once a beer factory, it was transformed into a human hive of misery. Over 1,000 men, women, and children crammed into a single collapsing building. For nearly 20 years, police refused to enter it after dark. Its shattered windows were stuffed with rags. It loomed over the intersection like a fortress of poverty. Inside was a nightmare maze. Deep within were windowless rooms known as the Den of Thieves. No light, no ventilation, no escape. Children born there sometimes didn't see sunlight for years. One chamber, called the Cave, housed 20 families sleeping on straw-covered floors. Murder wasn't shocking here. It was routine. Outside offered no relief. There was no sanitation system in 1860 New York. The solution to waste was simple: pigs. Thousands of feral hogs roamed the streets, consuming garbage and human filth dumped from windows. Children rode them like horses through knee-deep sludge. A good pair of boots would be destroyed in seconds. Alongside the pigs worked the rag pickers, the poorest of the poor. Armed with metal hooks, they combed the mud for scraps of cloth, bones, or glass. 14 hours of labor might earn them a stale loaf of bread and a patch of floor to sleep on. Those bones went to the bone boilers, factories that boiled rotting carcasses to make glue. The stench was described as a physical odor, a punch to the face. A yellow fog of rendered fat and coal smoke smothered 5 Points day and night, coating lungs and shortening lives. Yet out of this misery, something extraordinary was born. 5 Points became the cradle of American rhythm. Beneath the collapsing buildings were dance halls like Almack's, where Irish immigrants and African Americans lived and socialized together, illegal in much of the country. In smoky basements, Irish jigs fused with African shuffles, giving birth to tap dancing. For darker amusement, there was Kitburn Sportsman's Hall. At its center sat a wooden pit. A sack of 100 live rats would be dumped inside, and bets placed on how fast a terrier could kill them. Blood slicked the floor. Gin and tobacco clogged the air. Men cheered death to forget their own. In a city without law, survival meant loyalty. This was the age of the gangs, the dead rabbits, the plug uglies, the roach guards. They weren't just criminals, they were armies. In July 1857, a street war erupted and raged for 2 days. Bricks, iron bars, and paving stones became weapons. Police stood helpless as neighborhoods became battlefields. This wasn't crime, it was civil war. And the danger wasn't only in the streets. It was in your cup. Milk came from Swill dairies. Cows were kept in basement dens, fed hot whiskey mash, never seen sunlight. They rotted alive. Their milk, gray and diseased, was whitened with chalk, plaster, and eggs. The result? An estimated 8,000 infants died in Manhattan in a single year. The most tragic victims were the street Arabs, thousands of homeless children. By day, they sold newspapers or shined shoes. By night, they huddled over steam grates to survive winter. 5 cents bought a bed. No money meant an alley. To impose order, the NYPD turned to a new weapon, photography. They created the first rogues gallery, pinning mugshots to station walls. Detectives studied faces, memorizing eyes, hunting familiar ghosts. Everything exploded in July 1863. The Civil War draft sparked the largest uprising in American history. For 4 days, New York burned. Mobs lynched the wealthy and torched the Colored Orphan Asylum. Order collapsed so completely that Union troops marched straight from Gettysburg into the city, firing cannons into crowds. At last, the city had enough. Reformers led by Jacob Riis exposed 5 points to the world. The slum was declared a cancer. The Old Brewery fell. The houses were razed. The filth was buried. Today, Columbus Park in Chinatown rests atop 5 points. The mud is gone, but the struggle, the survival, and the souls who endured it still live, etched into the DNA of New York City.